I am Hyde on vocal.
I'm Kaz on guitar.
We Vamps.
So can you tell me how you first got into music and if you came from a musical family at all?
そもそも音楽を始めるきっかけになったきっかけを教えてもらいたいんですけども、もともとその音楽家系に育ったのかということも。
そうだね。やっぱりティーンエイジの頃にたくさんロックバンドを聴いてて、自分もギター弾けたらかっこいいのになって思ったのが初めて。
The first he started his music career, it was back in 中学ぐらいですか。Back in like junior high, he was listening to old American and British rock music, and he thought it would be great if he could also play the guitar and be in a band. That's how he started his music career. What about you, Kaz?
は自分の姉がピアノとかエレクトーンとか弾いてて、そこから音楽に入り始めた。
He actually has a sister who was like playing piano and the keyboards and stuff. That's how he got influenced music, and that's how he started his music career.
Nice. What is your biggest musical fantasy? And feel free to include dead people.
音楽における一番のファンタジーってどういうものなんですかね。こう想像できるもの、こうなったらいいなとか、こういう人になれたらいいな、人みたいになれたらいいなとか。
僕たちはいろんな世界で音楽を届けてるけど、やっぱりその宗教とか国境を越えて音楽が一つの音楽がその共通の言語というかね、それで盛り上がるっていうのはすごい感動的だと思います。
Whatever he does musically, he hopes that we'll reach out to anybody in the whole world. It doesn't, no matter where they come from, what kind of religion they are believed in. He wants to deliver a message through music, and that's what he wants to do. Like he wants to connect with everybody in the whole world through music.
そうだね。日本以外でも、例えばアメリカとかロックの本場で自分たちもロックが好きだから、そこでチャレンジをしてヘッドライナーとかで回れるようになりたいっていう。
His fantasy or dream would be performing on like a US rock festival, or it doesn't really matter, like the festival in Europe. He wants to be a headliner and go on a tour like worldwide. That's his fantasy.
What are the differences between audience or crowds in different countries, like Japan compared to America?
日本とアメリカだったりとか、海外のもっと大きいわけで海外のファンとか海外のオーディエンスなんですけど、違いって何か感じることってありますか？ファンでオーディエンス、一括りに。
アメリカの人の方が自由な、声出すときは出すし、つまんなかったらつまんないし、動くときは動くし、動かない人もいるし、勝手な感じ。日本人はみんな同じ動きをする。
He thinks that American audiences, they're more freedom. Like if they like the music, they go crazy on it. But if they don't really like. Okay, kind of thing, But in
That's
Japan,
true.
most audience they get, everybody are kind of look like they try to follow what other people's doing. So that's the biggest difference that Hyde feels.
例えばロックにおいて言ったらロックというものをやってるとしたらアジアの方、日本とかアジアの方がもうちょっとポップ寄りなロックがすごく受けるような気がして、でアメリカとか、もっと本当にヘビーなロックでもロックに慣れてるのかな、ちっちゃい頃からロックを聴いてきて。
He feels that like the audience in the States, they're more, they know about rock music because they grew up with it. So, you know, they can just, you know, go crazy with like, you know, hard rock, you know, heavy rock. Well, when it comes to Asian market, the music needs to be more pop type, pop rock. If it's too heavy, they don't really follow it because it's too hard or heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's, you know, the difference he feels on a different market.
Yeah. Are there any things that you miss that you can't get here in America, such as products, food, just something that you would use regularly in Japan that you can't get here in America?
日本ではすごいいつも手に入るのに、アメリカでなかなか手に入らなくて、例えばツアー中に困るものだったりとか、なんかこれがあったらいいのになっていうものって何かあったりしますか？
納豆。難しいな。
そうだな。そうね。
和食。
英語がね。
和食。
和食全般にしますね。He, you know, he misses Japanese food, of course. You know, we can get Japanese food in here, right? But what we get in here and what we get in Japan are different. So he misses it.
Are there any particular dishes?
なんか特定のものありますか？納豆して。
納豆っつってんじゃん。
あれなんていうの？
Do you know like sticky beans? It's kind of like Japanese, like a traditional food. It's kind of like it's beans, but it's really sticky, and most of American people doesn't like the smell of it.
Why does it have some kind of weird
Well,
seaweed or something?
no, it's nothing in it. It's just the beans, but it's kind of old beans. Like you know. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, there's something. There's traditional Japanese food called natto. Google it. カズさんどうですか？
I will.
そうだね。今回でもドライフードを持ってきたから、なんとか米とかやつもあるから大丈夫だけど、まあそばは食べたいから。
Oh, so basically both of them are missing missing a lot of like Japanese food. Yeah, there's also Japanese like traditional noodle called soba.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you know soba.
Yeah.
He misses it.
yeah. You can get that at some grocery stores though.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you first get started in music? How old were you?
Oh, okay.
And how did your music learning progress along the way? As far as techniques, maybe different instruments?
音楽を一番最初に始めた時、お二人それぞれおいくつだったのかってことと、あとそれ始めてから今日に至るまでどういったプロセスでこう、例えばカズのギターのテクニックを学んできたとか、ハイスクールだったらボーカルのトレーニングを例えば受けたとか、そういうなんか今日に至るまでのその音楽的なプログレスっていうのは
僕はギターを初めて弾いたのがモトリクルーなんだけど、弾けたのがね、で弾けたら次は作曲できるようになって、作曲できると作曲できた時にこれは才能あるなと思って
いくつぐらいの時ですか？
それが18ぐらい。
18. So, he started his music when he was like 18 years old. He started with the cover of Motley Crue.
Nice.
Yeah, on guitar. 曲ってなんか覚えてます？
Looks that kill.
Yeah, Looks the Kill. The song he
Yeah.
covered it first, and then after he completely covered it, he thought he can make the song. So he tried it, and then that's when he felt he has some sort of like music talent, and that was like when he was like 18 years old.
13歳くらいの時に姉の部屋にあったギターを持ってきて練習したりとかして、でそれから友達とバンド組んだりして曲作ったりとかで、やっぱりこうプロになりたいっていう夢があったから、そこでこう日々バイトしたりスタジオ入ったりとか繰り返して。
So when he first started his music, when he was like 13 years old, his sister had a guitar, and he kind of took it, and he was like playing around with it. Yeah, that's when he was like 13 years old, and then he started a band with his friend, and he wanted to become a professional musician. So like he was like doing like part-time job, get the money, go into the studio, and he was like doing that over and over again, and now there he is now.
Nice. Do you have any advice for people who might be starting out in the music industry?
音楽をこれから始める人たちに何かこう、なんていうんですかね、教訓じゃないですけど、なんかこうアドバイスみたいなのがありますか？
まあ今は辛い人もいるかもしれないけど、ロックミュージシャンになったらお金も入るし、女の子にもモテるし、最高だ。
だから頑張れっていう。
だから頑張れ。
Okay, so it says, for those who's having hard time trying to become a professional musicians, but if you keep doing what you're doing right now, and once you become a rock star, you can get money and you can get girls. So just keep doing whatever you're doing. LOL. カズさんどうですか？
そうだね、やっぱり楽しみながら楽器を弾いたりとか、あとはやっぱバンド組んだらそれぞれの人間関係っていうのもいろいろ出てくるから、そこを乗り越えればうまくいくんじゃないかな。
人事だ。
Chan says the music is still entertainment, right? So if it's entertainment, you gotta entertain yourself and you gotta have fun with it. And once you start a band, there will be things that you have to deal with, like a relationship within the band, not just musically.
Very true.
But if you kind of like keep doing whatever you feel that's right, maybe one day you will be a success. Maybe. LOL.
Can you describe the writing process? Like, what comes first for you? Is it guitars, drums, bass, vocals, just an idea? And has it changed at all over the years?
曲作りのプロセスの中で、例えば人によってはドラムの打ち込みから始めたり、ギ ターでリフを考えてからとか、逆に歌作ってからそれに乗せるとかってあると思うんですけど、バンプスの場合はどういうふうに始めるこう曲が始まって作られていくのかっていうのと、なんかここ数年でその方法っていうのは進化してたり変わってたりするんですか？
僕はもう全部 iPhone
で歌詞を書いてる。
歌詞も書くし、曲も歌も入れるし、ギターもこれに入れるし、全部 iPhone。
So the way Highs create his own music is by using iPhone. You know, he sometimes write lyrics on his iPhone. He sing on it, you know, like voice recorders and stuff. And he even, you know, try to record his guitar on the iPhone. That's how he, you know, create his music.
曲によるんだけど、キーボードから作る時もあるし、ギターから作る時もあるし、ドラムから作る時もあるし、なんか何かしらのインスパイアが欲しい。
Kaz is very musically talented, and depending on the songs, he starts writing with his guitar. Sometimes he starts with the keyboards, or even like drums. You know, it depends on like the situation he get his idea from.
Nice. Do you have any advice for people traveling abroad?
海外を、旅する人たちに何かアドバイスがありますか？まあ旅行でもツアーでも、まあアーティストとしても一般としても。
パスポートはなくすな。
Kaz says, "Don't lose your passport."
ドラマはなくした。
Yeah, well, actually, in Vegas, our second day, on the very second day on our tour, our drummer, he lost his passport on this tour. Yeah, so now try not to lose your passport. That is very important. That's the message from Kaz. ハズさんですか？
僕、そうですね。時差ボケがね、一番辛いから、好きな時に、っていうか、寝るな。頑張って寝るな。
The hardest part going to the abroad is fighting with the jet lag. So if you want to enjoy your trip, don't even try to sleep. Because if you get some sleep, that's gonna mess you up. So don't sleep.
Could you each walk us through one song on the album as far as what is a particular music technique that you like in it? If there is a particular message that is particularly dear to your heart? It doesn't necessarily have to be a favorite, but just one that you could describe to us.
アルバムブルークソッカスの中から何かこの楽曲にはすごいこういうメッセージがあってとか、必ずしもその曲が、お二人の、まあ、フェイバリットの曲じゃなくてもいいんですけど、なんか例えばこの曲っていうのはこういう思いがあってこういうメッセージがあってとかっていうのがもしあれば。
例えばゼロとかは死の女神とセックスを しながら死んでいくような内容なんだけど、その人にとってはそれが終わりかもしれないんだけど、考え方によってはそれが始まりでもある、次の世界へのスタートでもあるから、それは人の状況でも同じで、例えば寿命があと1 1年だとする。それをあと1年しかないと思うか、あと1年もあると思うか、その考え方で全然世界が変わるから、全ては自分次第。
You know, they just released the album called Blood Circus in March, and there's a song called Zero. The song is about, you know, the guy kind of like having sex with. It's kind of like the goddess, like a dip. But and the guy is kind of like dying. So basically, what he's telling is that some people, like, you know, some people says like, hey, you only have like 1 year for your life, like the rest of your life, like you only have like 1 year to live. When someone tell you that, like if you take the message as like, okay, so I have only 1 year from now on, or I still have 1 more year to live. It's all about, like, you know, like how you think.
Like perspective?
The perspective, like, you know, everything changes how you think of it. You know, if it's only a year, if it's only, and if it's, you know, I still have like 1 more year, then you might be able to live very positively and kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what the song is about.
Nice.
カズさんはありますか？
歌詞
なんかそういうメッセージだったり、この曲はこういうことを
うん
歌ってるんだよ、届けたいんだよ。
なんかどちらかというと全体を通していろんなバリエーションのものだったりとか、その音楽の方向性を少しこう今までよりもちょっと膨らました感じ。
So through this, the whole album, there's like 13 songs in it. Every single song are different. There's no, like, you know, a lot of rock artists, a lot of artists,
Sounds
their
the same.
music sounds the same, right? But this album is not that kind of album. Like they
Yeah.
wanted to put, like, you know, every single kind of music to it.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, of course, you know, the music is based on rock music, but they have like an EDM sound. They have like a digital, you know, technique, you know, all kinds of like
Yeah.
stuff in it.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, like Vamps music could be very, you know, so. Yeah, what do we call those? Like variety.
Eclectic?
Yeah, like it's not just one kind of thing.
Yeah. Nice. What do you have coming up after this show?
この、今日フォードロックの後、引き続き何か予定はあるんですか？
この後はまた明日もイベントがあって、その後は6Mのツアーに戻ります。戻って、あとは最後にニューヨークでヘッドライナーツアー、ライブショーがあります。
So we're today at Fort Rock Festival, and tomorrow we are performing at Welcome to Rockville in Jacksonville.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good show.
And after these two festivals, we get back on the US tour with 6am.
Nice.
And we still have like 2 more shows left in Philly and Washington, actually in Silver Spring. And then after
Maryland.
those 2 shows, they have their own headline show in New York at Best Buy Theater on May 1st. Yeah, so that's, and then they go back to Japan and get ready for next tour.
Is there anything we did not talk about that you want to make sure that we talk about?
今まで会話された中で、まだ話されてないけど、お二人が個人的になんかこう伝えたいこととか、この話はしておきたいなということがもしあれば。
そう。フロリダは暑いね。
the weather, the Florida, the weather is super hot. They didn't talk about it, so they just wanted to mention it.
Almost die.
Yeah, he's dying.
Jag tror jag.
Han sa det.
Nej.
Ja.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much.